Good morning, students. Today, our next topic is equilibrium of a rigid body. First of all, equilibrium is defined as any point where the total amount of external force or torque is zero. Means equilibrium उस पॉइंट ते होएगा जिथे टोटल सिस्टम की फोर्स अगर लीनियर मोशन है तो असीं कहांगे फोर्स अगर साडे कोल एंगूलर मोशन है दैन वी विल से द टॉर्क दैट इज जीरो. दिस पॉइंट मे बी एनीवेयर नियर द सेंटर ऑफ मास. ये पॉइंट किते भी हो सकता, ठीक है, सेंटर ऑफ मास दे नियर किते भी हो सकता. इफ टोटल टॉर्क ऑन द रिजिड बॉडी इज जीरो then the body shows rotational equilibrium. हाँ जी ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ total torque rigid body ਉੱਪਰ that is zero, then body will show the rotational equilibrium. Means its motion is angular motion or rotational motion as the angular momentum does not change with the time. ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ ਉਹਦਾ rotational equilibrium ਹੈ, it means ਕਿ angular momentum ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ change time ਦੇ ਨਾਲ change ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. Then a body is said to be in mechanical equilibrium. In the mechanical there will be both translational and rotational motion or equilibrium. Mechanical equilibrium if both its linear momentum and angular momentum. Linear momentum for the translational motion or linear motion and angular momentum for the rotational motion does not change with the time. This is all about equilibrium of a rigid body. Then next is rigid body rotation ਐਂਡ ਇਕੁਏਸ਼ਨਸ ਆਫ ਰੋਟੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੋਸ਼ਨ. ਵੀ ਰਿਜਿਡ ਬੋਡੀ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਡਿਫਾਈਨ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਔਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇਕੁਏਸ਼ਨਸ ਆਫ ਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇਕੁਏਸ਼ਨਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਆਊਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਵੈਰੀ ਫਸਟ, ਵੈਨ ਅ ਰਿਜਿਡ ਬੋਡੀ ਇਜ਼ ਇਨ ਪਿਓਰ ਰੋਟੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੋਸ਼ਨ, ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹਦਾ ਇਕੱਲਾ ਰੋਟੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਟਰਾਂਸਲੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਔਰ ਲੀਨੀਅਰ ਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. all the particles in the body rotate through the same एंगल ड्यूरिंग सेम टाइम इंटरवल. मीनस कहते रोटेशनल अगर कोई रिजिड बॉडी प्योर रोटेशनल मोशन दे विच है तो जोड़े वो सारे पार्टिकल्स ने बॉडी दे वो रोटेट करनगे एक सेम एंगल ते सेम टाइम इंटरवल दे विच. सो ऑल द पार्टिकल्स हैव द सेम एंगुलर वेलोसिटी एंड सेम एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन. हुण अगर वो सेम टाइम इंटरवल दे विच सेम एंगल दे थ्रू मूव कर रहे आ तो इट मीनस की आ उन्हां दी सेम एंगुलर वेलोसिटी है एंड सेम एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन. हुण इहदे नाल रिलेटेड ही असीं कुछ इक्वेशनस फाइंड करांगे. वेरी फस्ट, एक्सप्रैशन फॉर द वर्क डन बाय अ टॉर्क. मतलब इत्थे हुण असीं रोटेशनल मोशन की गल कर रहे हैं तो वर्क डन बाय टॉर्क करांगे, ठीक है. सो वी आर टेकिंग एनी पॉइंट पार्टिकल ऑफ द बॉडी P1 particle है that is from R1 distance from the origin and it is under the action of forces F1 किते होर पॉइंट ते F2 सिमिलरली F3 अप टू सो ऑन. भी हर एक पार्टिकल दे उत्ते अलग अलग फोर्स लगती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल P1 दे उत्ते F1 फोर्स लगती है दिस डायरेक्शन दे विच इट इज F1. क्लियर. सो ऑन इट्स सपोज दैट द फोर्स एग्जर्ट्स टॉर्क. हुण जिहड़ी ये फोर्स आ रोटेशनल मोशन है तो करके टॉर्क लग रहा. अगर F1 फोर्स आ करके टॉर्क T1 है, F2 टॉर2 टॉर3 अप टू सो ऑन द बॉडी. एज अ रिजल्ट द बॉडी रोटेट्स थ्रू स्मॉल एंगल डी थीटा. हुण जिहदे करके अगर ये फोर्स लग रही है, फोर्स करके टॉर लग रहा, दैन टॉर्क दे करके बॉडी जिहड़ी वो रोटेट होएगी लाइक दिस इन द होल एक्सल. क्लियर. सो P1 इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ अ body under the effect F1, sorry, R1 will be the displacement. P1 is the particle of a body. Clear. एक पार्टिकल की गल कर रहे हैं. तो then particle move along a circular P1 to P1 dash. हुण जे उन्हें D theta एंगल के थ्रू रोटेट किया, here was it P1, here let it P1 dash. Clear. So that it will cover the circular distance arc P1 dash. This I have written here of the radius R1. So angular displacement d theta, this angular displacement d theta is very small, so we can say that this P1 dash or P1 arc length is taken as a straight. We can take it as a straight line. Clear. So now work done in rotating the particle P1 through an angle d theta, work done is always equal to, let it is अगर force सीगी F1 तो work 1 will be W1. So F1 into let length but will be this length will be length of this arc will be this radius into angle. This is that theta is equal to length of the arc upon radius. According to that, length of arc is equal to theta into radius. This is the we have done in first unit. So here we have put the value f1 into r1 into d theta. So f1 into r, f cross r is tau. So tau 1 into d theta. This was the first work done. Similarly, W2 will be tau 2 d theta, W3 dW3 is tau d theta, up to so on. So total work done will be dW is equal to dW1 plus dW2 plus dW3 up to so on. We have put the values. Now d theta is common in all. We have taken common the d theta. So it will be equal to tau 1, tau 2, tau 3 up to so on. So total torque will be equal to, this is the total torque of the system. Torque 1 is for P1 particle, torque 2 for P2 particle up to so on. So we can say that total torque is equal to algebraic sum of magnitude of the all the torque acting on the system. So we have put this total T1, tau 1, tau 2, tau 3 up to so on is as equal to tau. So this dW is equal to tau d theta. This is the same as in linear motion, that dW is equal to F dot ds, where F was the force, ds was small distance. Similarly, in rotational motion, tau is a force and d theta is a displacement. Clear? Now second expression for instantaneous power. Now power the relation. Now we know that already we have found that dW is equal to tau d theta. So dividing both sides by dt. Clear? I have divided both sides by dt. Now time rate of change of work is equal to power. We have written this is power. So this d theta by dt, this is rate of change of displacement divided by time. So that is equal to omega. This is omega, that is angular velocity. So this power is similar to the in linear motion. P is equal to fv. F is the force in linear motion, v is the velocity. Similarly, tau is force in angular motion and omega is the angular velocity. Clear? Then expression for its kinetic energy. Now total kinetic energy in the system is equal to half summation I is equal to 1 to n. If there are n particles, then we simply we know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. If there are number of particles, so we will take half outside the summation because half is constant. Summation I is equal to 1 to n, or we can just start from I is equal to 1 up to so on, mi vi square. So now we know that the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity is this: v is equal to r omega. So we can say that if vi we are taking, that is equal to ri omega, because angular velocity for all the particle will be same. And already we have done in the rigid body that all the particles are moving through a same angle in particular time interval, so their angular velocity and angular acceleration is same. So we have taken here only omega. Now we will put this value here, that tau is equal to 1 by 2 summation I is equal to 1 to up to so on mi as it is. In terms of vi, we will put the value ri omega square. Now this will be ri square and omega square. Now this term summation I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square, this is the I, capital I, that is the moment of inertia that work same as mass in the linear motion. So this is the mass in angular motion, I, that is called moment of inertia as mass in the linear motion. So here this is I, so we will put tau is equal to half I omega square. Clear? Now next, this what is this I, definition of this I we will study in further lecture. Clear? Next is expression for torque. Now we know that power is equal to rate of change of kinetic energy, because power is equal to rate of change of work. Work and kinetic energy are same. Work and energy are interchangeable. So we can here write it as power is equal to rate of change of kinetic energy. If power is in rotational motion, so power in rotational motion is equal to rate of change of kinetic energy in rotational motion. Now kinetic energy in rotational motion is equal to half I omega square. So power is equal to T omega. that is equal to d by rate of change of d by dt of half I omega, that is kinetic energy. Clear? I is a constant term, so we will take it at outside the derivative. So d by dt of omega. Now here derivative, that will be 2 omega because power will come outside omega, then derivative of this omega d omega by dt. Now 2 and 2 goes, omega and omega goes. Tau is equal to I d omega by dt. Here. Now this d omega, this is rate of change of angular velocity, that is equal to angular acceleration. This is known as alpha. Alpha is angular acceleration. So tau is equal to I alpha. I is moment of inertia, alpha is angular acceleration. That is same as F is equal to ma in a linear motion. Clear? Next is Newton's second law in a rotational motion. Now we will study Newton's second law. L is equal to I omega. As in linear motion, we know that P is equal to mv. So angular momentum will be I omega. I is moment of inertia, same as mass in the linear motion. So omega is its angular velocity. Differentiating both sides, dl by dt is equal to I d omega by dt because I is constant. So d omega by dt is equal to I alpha. Clear? Alpha is d omega by dt. Now this dl by this I alpha is already we have taken, that it is equal to tau. Already we have found out it is equal to tau. It means dl by dt is equal to tau. That is same in the linear motion, Newton's second law of motion, that is dp by dt is equal to force. Clear? Now next expression for angular momentum, this that we have taken here, we will drive it here. Clear? Now we know that v is equal to omega cross r. We already know that. If we are taking the ith particle or we are taking in number of particles, so vi will be omega into ri. Already we know that L is equal to r cross p because it is the cross product of perpendicular distance and linear momentum. So Li will be ri into pi. We will put the value of this pi, that will be equal to mi vi. Already we know that. And now further we will put the value of this vi, that is equal to omega cross ri. Now this mi is constant term. Now total L will be summation of I is equal to 1 to n up to so on li. मतलब जिन्ने भी number of terms, जिन्ने भी number of bodies ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, particles ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ angular momentum ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ sum ਕਰ ਦਾਂਗੇ, then total angular momentum will be this L. So put this value here. Summation I is ri cross mi omega cross ri. Now this mi is a constant term. We will take it outside. Clear? Now this term is left, this. Here we will apply the property of property of vector product, triple product. This is A cross B, here it is cross, this cross. Clear? B cross C. This formula is B A dot C minus C into A dot B. I have applied this identity here in this mi, so as it is b term is omega. Clear? Then A is ri, C is ri dot ri minus C is ri and A dot B, A is ri dot omega. Now this ri and omega, they are perpendicular to each other always. Because ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਡੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, this in this figure here ri, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਜਿੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੀ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਉਹੀ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਏ ਅਗਰ O ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ P1 ਪਾਰਟੀਕਲ ਦੀ ਵੈਕਟਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਵੈਕਟਰ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਵੈਕਟਰ ਹੈ r1. So body ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ rotate ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, it means velocity will be in perpendicular direction. Both are perpendicular to each other. If they are perpendicular to each other, it means their dot product is 0. So this term become 0. So only Ri dot Ri, that will be Ri square into omega. Now this summation of mi Ri square, that will be equal to I, that is moment of inertia. So L is equal to I omega, same as P is equal to mb in the linear motion. Clear? Now next, is comparison of linear and rotational motion. Now we will compare the linear and the rotational motion. First law of motion, that is every body in the universe continue in its state of rest or of uniform rotational motion. Here we are talking about rotational motion, so I have taken the word rotational motion. Motion about an axis until it is compelled by some external torque to change that state. Now ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ until external force is compelled it to change its state. Now here we will take external torque. Same law is there as Newton's first law. Clear? Just only instead of motion we have taken rotational motion, instead of force we have taken the torque. Now second, the rate of change of angular momentum of the body is directly proportional to the external torque, and this change in the angular momentum takes place in the direction of torque applied. ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟਾਰਕ ਨੂੰ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹੀ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਂਗੂਲਰ ਮੋਮੈਂਟਮ ਆ ਉਹ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਏਗਾ. Similarly, third law, to every external torque applied there is an equal and opposite directional torque. ਵੀ equal ਤੇ opposite directional torque ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ. Same law ਹੈ. Now some points in linear motion and rotational motion. In linear motion displacement is s, but in angular motion displacement is theta. Linear motion velocity is b, here angular velocity omega. Here acceleration is a, there in rotational motion acceleration will be alpha. Here m mass, then moment of inertia I. Similarly, linear momentum p is equal to mb, here L is equal to I omega. Similarly, force F is equal to ma, tau is equal to I alpha. Work done will be total force into ds, here will be tau into d theta. Clear? So kinetic energy half mb square, their kinetic energy is half I omega square. Power is equal to F into velocity, so here power is equal to tau into omega. Now the definition of moment of inertia of a rigid body. Now moment of inertia of a rigid body about a given axis of rotation is the sum of products of mass of the particles and square of their perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. किहदा सम है? सम है product of mass of different particles and square of their perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation. Now we have taken a reference frame xyz. Here I have taken m1 mass particle whose distance from this axis of z is axis of rotation. Axis of rotation to the distance is r1, perpendicular distance similar m to the r2 up to so on mn rn. Now n particle I have taken whose mass are m1 m2 up to so on, their distance is r1 r2 r3 from the axis of rotation. Now according to the definition, moment of inertia is equal to sum of mass and product of square of perpendicular distance, means mi into ri square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square up to so on mn rn square. Or we can say that if we want to write it in one term, so I will be equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n mi ri square. Its unit in SI system is gram centimeter square, gram for mass and centimeter square. In SI system, kilogram meter square. Clear? Now next is radius of gyration. It is defined as the distance from the axis of rotation. Distance है axis of rotation तो किदी, at which if whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated, the moment of inertia would be same as with the actual distribution of mass of the body in the form of constituting particles. ਇਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ radius of gyration ਇੱਕ axis of rotation ਤੋਂ ਉਹ ਵਾਲਾ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਵਾਲੀ ਡਿਸਟੈਂਸ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੰਨ ਲਈਏ ਕਿ ਅਗਰ ਟੋਟਲ ਮਾਸ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਬੋਡੀ, ਸੈਂਟਰ ਆਫ ਮਾਸ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੰਸਨਟ੍ਰੇਟਡ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਸੋ ਦੈਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਆਫ ਇਨਰਸ਼ੀਆ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਔਰ ਕੱਲੇ ਮਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੋਨੇ सेम हों भी मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया चाहे कल्ले मास करके देखिए चाहे टोटल सेंटर ऑफ मास करके देखिए दे आर सेम दैट पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड रेडियस ऑफ gyration. So if we are taking the total mass center of mass m and that distance is k, we are taking that radius of gyration is k, means k is that point where whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated such that their moment of inertia is same as due to the constituting particles, means if I is equal to mk square. Now total moment of inertia we know that initially we have taken this, if r1 r2 r3 are the different distance of the particles, so mi ri m2 r2 up to so on. So here mass of the every particle will be same, we will suppose it as same. So we will take m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m3 up to mn is equal to m. So m we will take common this. Now we will divide and multiply this term right hand side with n because there are n number of particles. Clear? So we will multiply and divide this by n. Now small m into n number of particles, small m is the mass of every particle, so this m into n become m, capital M, total mass of the system. So we will put here total mass, so m and m goes only r1 square plus r2 square up to so on rn square divided by n, so k will be equal to this. Clear? Now next, here is some objects and their moment of inertia. We have to just learn this table. You have to make this table in your notebook and learn it. First of all, it is thin rod of length L. Thin rod of length L. Like this, it's a shape. So its moment of inertia is I is equal to 1 by 2 ml square. Similarly, a circular ring of radius r like this. This is the shape. Its moment of inertia is equal to mr square. Similarly, a circular ring of radius r along diameter, if we are taking its axis of rotation along diameter, then I is equal to half m r square. Then a circular disc of radius r, disc this type which is not empty from the inner side, that is equal to half mr square. Similarly, if along the diameter we are taking, then it is 1 by 4th mr square. Then it is a circular cylinder like this, its moment of inertia is this. Then solid sphere, its moment of inertia is 2 by. You have to just learn the moment of inertia of these particles. This was all about this unit. So by this unit is completed. You have to complete your register and send the videos to me.